Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to treat quadratic equation solving quadratic equation using the formula method. This is it. We've done the factorization method, completing the square method in the previous class, and now we want to treat using the formula method. And this is the formula we are going to use: x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. If you look at our previous class where we solved completing the square method, the class before this one, we were able to prove the formula, how this formula came about. This formula we want to use in this class. This is where we prove it. So you can check the previous class to understand the last part of the previous class. Now, we want to solve for this equation using the quadratic formula. This is 5x squared minus 6x minus 3. Now, if you are to use factorization method, I keep re-emphasizing on things. 5 times 3 is 15. There is no two rational numbers that can factorize evenly. So this is not a case you can use factorization method. You can only use either you use completing the square method or you use this formula. This formula is the same as completing the square method, but arranged in a formula, so we don't need to go through the long process of completing the square method. So remember our general formula: ax squared minus bx minus c is equal to 0. So a is 5. A is 5. B, sorry, I made a mistake in this equation. Ax squared plus bx plus c all equal to 0. Sorry for that. A is 5, while b is minus 6. While c, okay, let me put comma, c is minus 3. So what are we going to do? Just plug all these things inside this equation. So let me write out the equation again. S squared minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. So let's start plugging in the equation. X will now be equal to minus b. B here is already minus 6, so it will be minus 6. As I always tell my students, whenever you are solving for mathematics, be very careful of the negatives and positive signs. People fail very simple math because of things like this. Plus or minus square root of minus 6 all squared minus 4 times a is 5 times 6 minus 3 minus 3. So don't forget to put the minus so you can always be sure you're not getting it wrong. All divided by 2a, 2 times 5. So this is the simplest, one of the, in fact, I think this is very simple to do. All you just need to do is remember this your formula, then using this general formula, know your a, your b, and your c, which is what we did here, and then plug it in inside this formula. Here we have minus b, so our b is minus 6, so this is minus b. Minus is still outside. This is b squared, that's minus 6 squared. This is 4, a is 5, 6 minus 3 all over 2a. So now we've done this, we'll now apply our basic math. X will now be equal to these 2 minus multiply itself, it will be 6 plus or minus 6 squared is what? 36 minus 4 times 5, 20. 20 times minus 3, you have minus 60 all divided by 2 times 5 is 10. So x is equal to 6 plus or minus square root of 36 plus 60, because the minus multiplied by minus is plus, all over 10. So x is now 6 plus or minus 6 plus 6 is what? Square root of 96. Hope I'm not getting something wrong. All divided by 10. Now you now have that your x, this plus or minus, you split it. So your x is equal to 6 plus 96 all over 10, or x is equal to 6 minus root 96 all over 10. That's the meaning of this plus or minus, meaning that x is either when you do the addition or when you do the subtraction. So we are getting an irrational answer. So no need, all you need to do is just punch your calculator. X will be equal to this, will give you 1.58. That we are putting it to 2 decimal places. So we are stopping it in 2 decimal, or that will give you minus 0.38. So this is your final answer. See how simple this formula is. So the next thing we are going to do is, this is the question we solve where we are using the factorization method. So we are going to solve it using this quadratic formula to confirm that we are getting the same answer. So this is 2x squared plus 9x equal to 5. So let me write it out here. Number 2, 2x squared plus 9x equal to 5. So what do we get when we used it? We got that x is equal to minus 5 or 1 over 2. So I'll put the answer x equal to minus 5 or 1 over 2. This is our previous class, that's what I'm showing. Now let's do another example again. We have p minus 10p plus 25 equal to 0. So I'll write it out. P minus 10p plus 25 equal to 0. So what do we get? We got that p is equal to 5 plus p minus 5, p minus 5. So we got that p is equal to 5. So let us put it. P is equal to 5. So we are going to solve this same example using the quadratic formula. Some people call it the almighty formula, so as to confirm that we are still getting the same answer. Let's start for the first one. 2x squared, this one, plus 9x equal to 5. We'll change it to standard form. It will be x squared plus 9x minus 5 equal to 0. Now applying this standard rule, from here we can say that a is equal to 2, b is equal to 9, while c is equal to minus 5. So we'll now write out our formula. X is equal to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. So let's plug in these values inside this equation. We have x is equal to minus 9, b is 9, plus or minus square root of 9 squared minus 4 times a is 2 times c is minus 5, all divided by 2 times a is 2. Now we'll now use our normal standard math to solve. This will be x will now be equal to minus 9 plus or minus 9 squared is 81 minus 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times minus 5 is minus 40, all divided by 2 times 2, which is 4. So x is now equal to minus 9 plus or minus, here will now be plus, or let me solve it here. Here will now give you, this will give you minus 9 plus or minus 81 plus 40, plus minus is plus, all divided by 4. So when 81 plus 40, you have 121 all over 2 all over 4. which is the same as minus 9 plus or minus square root of 121 is what? 11 all over 4. Are we good to go? So x will be equal to minus 9 plus or minus plus, sorry, let me start separating it, plus 11 all over 4, or x is minus 9 minus 11 all over 4. Now, minus 9 plus 11 will give us what? Minus 9 plus 11 will give us 2. So x in this case is equal to 2 over 4, which is the same as 1 over 2. While on the other hand, or x equal to minus 9 minus 11 will give us minus 20. So x is equal to minus 5. This is our two solution. X is equal to 1 over 2 or x is equal to minus 1. And if we check, it corresponds to what we got when we use the factorization method. So let's solve for this second one. We have p minus 10p plus 25 is 0. It's already in standard form. So applying your ax squared plus bx plus c is 0. Now bring in the quadratic formula. We have minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. So the next thing is x will now be equal to, I will not even bring it. So here, from this place, a is 1, b is minus 10, comma, while c is 25. So let's plug it in. This is minus 10 plus or minus 10 all squared minus 4 times a is 1 times c is 25 all divided by 2 times a is 1. So we now start solving. X is now minus is plus, so minus times minus is plus. We have 10 plus or minus 10 squared is what? 100 minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 25 is 100, so it will be minus 100. Here will be 100 all divided by what? 2 times 1 is 1. So your x will now be, this is already 0. This is like 10 plus or minus root 0 all over 2. I hope you are getting it. Meaning that this plus or minus side is now 0. So it's like you're saying 10 plus or minus 0 all over 2. So your answer is 5. Because even if you add the plus or minus 0, it's still 5. So your final answer x is now 5. Now this corresponds to what we got when we use the factorial. Sorry, this x, let's not get it wrong. This x here is what we use for the formula, for the general quadratic formula. But mind you, in our case here, we are solving for p. So anything you get here is p. Or to avoid the confusion from beginning, you can change here to p and solve. So we don't mix it up. So from the former equation where we use the quadratic formula, we'll find out that our p is 5, which is also the same here. Let me change it to p. So the quadratic formula is just for you to know this equation, then use the general formula to find your a, b, and c. Plug it inside the equation. After solving, use the plus or minus sign to solve for the plus and solve for the minus. Whatever you get is your final answer. So this is very simple and straightforward. Thank you, and see you in the next class.